We in trade union have a long tradition as a movement, and we are particularly proud of achievements for which we have fought together hard and a long time, such as more equality between women and men, living together, sexual freedom, the right to abortion, same pay for the same work, equal pay. And this hard fight has been delivered on several fronts, given the sexual freedom to a great extent depends on the social, political, legal and cultural context. Just think of the sexual revolution of the 60s, which ensured that sex was no longer seen only in terms of reproduction. Heterosexuality was until then the norm from which you simply couldn't depart. And adultery, in particular by women, was dealt with law. With the sexual revolution, equality between women and men was encouraged and living together was regarded as acceptable. This movement had legal and institutional consequences. But in practice, there is still a long way to go. Socially recommended roles and discriminating conduct persists. Heterosexuality remains the norm in relationships. All too often, the discussion about homosexuality is purely theoretical, and the practical aspects are left unmentioned. As long as the discussion takes place, as long as there are prejudices, and as long as discrimination is not overcome, in theory and in practice, the trade union movement will fulfill its social role and take action where necessary. I close with 10 practical action points presented by the European Trade Union Confederation and supported by the EBVV. I urge all trade unionists present to recommend these action points within their own trade union movement. So Pascal and his colleagues will have some work for the coming weeks and months. 1. Make people in your trade union aware that under EU legislations, sexual orientation is one of the grounds for non-discrimination, and that LGBT rights must consequently, specifically be supported by your trade union. 2. Ensure that leaders in your trade union commit to working for LGBT equality. 3. Establish policy rules for LGBT rights in the workplace and add this area to your trade union's equality policy, for example, to tackle intimidation and harassment in the workplace. 4. Try to recruit and organize LGBT people in trade union. Make LGBT members visible at every level in the trade union and encourage their participation. 5. Set up an LGBT network and group in your trade union to bring LGBT people together so that they can help the trade union to develop rules, procedures and practices to promote equality. 6. Provide the resources for a newsletter, emails and website to publish the trade union role, to publicize the trade union role in working for more equality for LGBT people. Organize seminars, workshops and conferences to make the work of your trade union in this area more widely known. 7. Mainstream LGBT questions in all areas of trade union work so that they are addressed in the decision-making bodies and in collective bargaining. Ensure that LGBT rights and equality feature in your trade unions training program, giving trade union representatives and negotiators training in LGBT rights. Include LGBT rights in the workplace, in the equality policy that you discuss with employers. And 10, that's for you all, work as a partner with LGBT organizations and NGOs and organize campaigns and events together. I repeat that combating discrimination is a trade union fight. We must carry this fight forward with as many partners as possible, not just as the trade unions in companies, but also as social partners in collective bargaining and the conclusion of collective labor agreements together, employers and employees. Not just in Belgium, but elsewhere in Europe and the world. We must organize structurally to address the issues of the LGBT workers' experience, in Belgium together with the other trade unions, in Europe in cooperation with the European Trade Union Confederation, and globally with the International Trade Union Confederation. In the International Labour Organization too, with a report in 2011 on equality at work, with the recommendation 200, with the convention 111. In this International Labour Organization too, where employers, employees and governments sit together, we must ensure that the rights of LGBT workers throughout the world can be guaranteed in the same way overall in the world. Because combating homophobia and discrimination is not only a trade union fight, it's a fight which concerns everyone. It's a fight which concerns us all. Strong together.